Hey guys, Krystal Dion here from M Theory Fitness. Super excited as we're about to launch episode 1 for the Motivation Theory podcast. Our mission, guys, is to basically make you guys feel as confident as possible, to help you guys and teach you guys how to become the most confident self.
And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need.
We're going to be talking about basically the need to knows for comp. If you're thinking about doing a competition, things that we've learnt, Krystal, over the last 2 years now,
2 years, yeah.
Year and a half. Myself just done my first season. So if you're thinking about doing obviously comp on that, this is what you guys need to know. Number 1, kicking off.
Number 1, we have, it's probably one of the hardest things you will ever do.
Yep, that's true.
Not just physically demanding on your body, but also mentally, every kind of aspect of your life, socially, between your family and your friends, everything like that.
Very rewarding though. One of the best things you'll ever do.
Yeah,
so much fun. We're literally prepping now for next season, not next season, the season after.
Yeah. Depending how you go during comp and your whole experience as well. Some people don't have very good experiences of comp and never actually do it again. There's only quite a few percentage of people that actually do carry on and keep going.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys have good experiences if you are thinking of doing it.
Yeah.
But there's definitely that. Yeah.
Yeah. But one of the best things we've ever done, very, very hard. Obviously watched Krystal with their last year, and didn't realise how hard it was going to be. But definitely a lot of fun, very enjoyable though. We learned a lot about ourselves. I think Krystal learns something about herself every competition.
Every time I learn something new about myself, which I will do for you guys in another video.
That's awesome. Number 2 would probably be just know that obviously for the time of competition, so for the 3-4 months in that, there has to be your highest priority or one of your highest priorities within your life. If you're starting a business, or if you get a new job in that, or if you have a baby, it's very hard to obviously commit to competing. Some people definitely obviously do that at that time though, which is amazing. But it does take obviously a very high priority within your life at that time.
It needs to be, because you've got a time frame. You have to hit certain targets by that time frame. And if you're going out drinking or cheating on your diet and everything like that, it's going to be so much harder for you to get to your goal. Or you're going to actually get to the week out of comp and you're like, holy shit, I'm not where I need to be. And either you're not going to do it, or you're going to do it and you're going to regret it because you're not, you're going to not feel ready. The best, like you're ready. Or it might push you back another season.
Number 3, so even though it's obviously one of the highest, has to be your highest priority, it's something we really enjoyed. So it's having the athlete mindset. So you have to think of yourself as an athlete for that period. I think we really like that. It's definitely a big dream of Krystal's was basically to be in the Olympics and that as well. And this is kind of this is your Olympics.
My biggest dream, growing up when I was little kid, I just wanted to be in the Olympics for sprints or long jump, triple jump, and I just wanted to be in the Olympics. I had that I loved what it gave me, doing the sprinting, just that freedom, and comp gives me that. So I feel and just that dedication and everything like that, I really thrive off of it, and this to me is that.
The same sort of fulfillment in that you've been kind of... that's awesome. We're looking obviously travel more to compete as well, so it's it's definitely dream come true.
So if you you're not really into sport, or you don't know what you want to do, but you want to work really hard at something, this is definitely another avenue you can go down. But see yourself as an athlete.
Athlete mentality, you're going to be training basically cardio each day, and obviously your weights every day as well. If that's sounds horrible, and it's we got to really, if you're going to do a comp, you got to love your workouts. You've got to love it. Enjoy it.
Love working out, and you've got to love structure and routine going into it. Or if you don't and you want to, comp is definitely a good way to kind of give you that kick up the arse to really get you in that in that mindset if you are struggling.
I've always loved, obviously, weight training. Cardio is kind of like, as I kept going through the comp and that, I started to enjoy it more and more. I just saw my fitness change. So it's definitely, something I kind of learnt to love a little bit along the way.
Body's falling apart.
You're definitely hitting yourself quite hard with the amount that you train in that. That's like you gotta definitely somewhat really love that feeling of being an athlete, and that's definitely something we really enjoyed. No matter how much I complain, I still enjoyed it.
I kind of like thrive off of like, there was so many late nights where we needed to hit our steps and
7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, dragging each other along in the dark.
Dragging me to hit our 15,000 steps and that as well.
Yeah, it was so like rewarding, like hitting your steps and just getting to that number and just being like, I did it. Like
doing your cardio.
I didn't think
morning.
I could do it. Like I felt like death, but I did it. And it's kind of like that on repeat every day, just doing it. You just thrive so much from that. I do anyway.
Yeah, I do as well. Not to that extent though. Number 4 is definitely you have to learn to track your macronutrients. Like no one falls into 3% body fat. That doesn't happen by accident. You have to really manipulate your nutrition. And that's something that I think a lot of people, if you don't have a coach, if you don't really know much about kind of how to get that lean, like you definitely have to have a coach teach you to do that. It's very, very important. So macros.
Some people do meal plans for comp. Makes it a lot harder if you want to be that little bit more flexible and change up your eating a little bit.
We're very flexible, definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely go macros over a meal plan just because my brain likes to...
If you want to have a cookie, fit your cookie into...
I like to have that. If I give my brain too much structure with food, it doesn't like it. So if I can be that little bit more flexible and trick my brain...
It's enjoyable. It becomes a lot more enjoyable as well. Choose what you want to have for dinner. Yeah.
And it's also easier when you come out of it as well.
Yeah. We're not like a big fan of diet plans as well because it doesn't really teach you as much about nutrition. Whereas if someone learns to track their macros, they're going to be highly educated with their nutrition. So that's really, really
Plus, if you do accidentally eat something outside of that meal plan, your whole day is literally ruined.
Fix it,
Whereas with macros, if you eat something, okay, what can I make the rest of the day kind of like fit in so that I can, still be accountable for everything that I've eaten, but I haven't gone and completely wasted a whole entire day.
I've just thought of a tip for you guys as well. This is what Krystal taught me. Please track your dinner, track your late night, so at the end of the day, you've basically got something left over. Because I'd blow my whole daily budget. I'm like, I'm not going to eat tonight.
I would be eating a big bowl of
sitting there watching
low-carb potato chips and fish, and I'd have like my yogurt and protein powder with a bit of chocolate at night time. And I'd have so much food at night time, and here he is.
And there's me at 4 p.m. I've eaten all my food, Krystal.
Like a salad. So definitely, and at night time, like you're so like, there's no distractions. You're not with work. You're not busy. You're sitting down. You're mellowing. Your brain's
watching TV.
Down.
You're like, I'm hungry.
You're watching TV. You're not occupied. So that is when you're going to be your most, I guess, craving the most and wanting to slip up the most. So make sure you have calories set aside for at night time and something that you really enjoy where at night time you can be like, that was really satisfying. I loved that.
So much better. Started doing that the last 8 weeks and I enjoyed myself a lot more. So definitely listen to her. Yeah. Number 5, guys, is definitely get yourself a comp prep coach. Get yourself someone that's going to check in with you. It's going to keep you accountable. It's going to do your skin folds.
Definitely keeping you accountable.
Yeah.
And just
take the emotion out a little bit and kind of center yourself.
Someone who believes in you, because you get so deep into prep and you can look at yourself and just be so like,
unsure.
Me personally, there was so many times when I was like, I look disgusting. Your carbs are reduced. Your body's looking flat. It's not nice and full like it usually is.
That's a good point because some days you feel great. Some days you don't feel so good.
Yeah, sometimes my check-in photos.
I'm tiny.
Yeah, I'm like, I look skinny and fat at the same time. Like, how does that happen? Or like, I'm not going to be able to get on stage looking like this. And your coach will look at you and be like, "Thanks, Michelle." Your coach will look at you and be like, "No, you're fine.
You're sweet,
like,
don't worry.
You'll be fine with carb up. You're holding a bit of water, or it'll go." Or like it's just good to have that second opinion and just someone to tell you to shut up and keep going.
Keep going. Yeah. It definitely helps 100%. I think on the day as well, like, just having someone there to kind of have you back, and obviously that was Michelle for us. have your back and kind of keep you in check and not let you freak out so much if you're gonna freak out a little bit. Just kind of calm.
And you'll always do more for someone else than you will for yourself. So
yes, 100%.
So having that person there who you want to, I guess, make proud of, you know. It definitely helps very
having
much.
a mentor. That's the next thing as well, kind of leads into the next thing. So number 6 is be willing to invest in yourself. Like if you're going to do comp prep, especially the girls and that as well, you guys have to be willing to invest. I think girls and guys
are on 2 different playing fields when it comes
to
different expenses, what they have to do.
Guys are literally board shorts, so some shorts or little undies and obviously a tan, and then we're done. So it's
and posing. They still have posing
as well,
and they still have the federation fees.
But the girls is a whole different level. Like
tan, hair, makeup, heels,
jewelry,
bikini, jewelry, posing, and your coach as well, still comp fees as well. So definitely be willing to invest in yourself. Also, photos as well. Good thing about ICN is, you know, you get free photos and stuff. You get all that given to you, which is awesome.
Most federations wouldn't do that though. You could pay $150 plus for photos as well.
But just go in it knowing that you're going to be spending money. If you have that mindset where you kind of like, I want to do it, but I don't want to spend that money, then
you're probably not ready just at that time to invest in that. Or
you're not going to do it as good as you'd want to, because you know you need to invest in like posing and stuff like that and make the most of it.
Make the most of it, 100%. There was a few guys I spoke to as well, like they were a bit iffy about doing like a couple different classes, because you can do the first time there you can do like 4 different.
I think you've got a maximum of 4 to 5 classes that you can do. And you know,
they're like $50 to $75 each to enter.
$75 to enter. I believe the first one's $150 or something around those lines.
But there are a couple of guys who were like, nah, I'm just gonna do 2. I just want to save a bit of money. It's like $100. You've spent 6 months of prep.
You've gone all that
do all
way.
4.
Do as many
Please
as you
go and
can.
do all 4. Like it's gonna be well worth it. I can't imagine if I just did 2, like it would not have been the same sort of journey. I won on the 3rd one as well, so that was like the best.
And just know as well, like, the first time you come out, you're a bit more nervous.
100%.
Like it's, you know,
I was shitting myself the first time.
And you can go backstage. You can take feedback. Get better. You know, you got a little bit more confidence. So the next few times you do go out, you are going to be better. You're going to perform better as well, and you know, you might place a little bit better, or you know, just enjoy it a little bit more. So it is worth putting that money in to do as much as you can do.
Yeah, definitely, especially with that 6-month prep as well worth it. Number 7, guys, is social life. So what happens to your social life during comp prep?
What social
Krystal?
life?
No, it wasn't. We still had birthday parties. We still had weddings we went to. We still like enjoyed ourselves as well. It's just like knowing that you can still have fun and go outside the house without having to drink and to eat as well. Like our family's really good.
It very much makes you aware of like, not so much how much money you do spend when you do have events and stuff, but
like, I guess that's a big thing as well. Like we definitely save money in terms of like
save so much money,
just
like
in terms of like not spending alcohol and that sort of stuff.
You know, stuff like that.
So that paid for the comp really. So there you go. There you go. Don't worry about money. It's but yeah, I definitely say like you are gonna I guess say no to a couple of things at times. And that's okay, but if you got a supportive family and that, like it's definitely easy. Like, we're really lucky that our family like love that we do this, and they're very supportive.
They've been really good. And another thing which kind of leads into that is, you know, making sure you've got the right people around you. So if you've got like people that kind of put you down a little bit or make fun of you during the comp prep for what you're doing, you know, don't understanding it, it's going to make it a lot harder for you and your journey. So, you know, it might be wise to minimise your contact with them for a little while.
A lot of times you got to explain how important this is to you and like why you're doing it, especially if like your partner's like question what you're doing as well. If they obviously understand why you're doing it and how important it is to you, like they're going to start to be very supportive. Definitely.
And there's so much you can still do socially outside of comp prep. You know, it doesn't always have to be involved in eating and drinking. But if you are going somewhere like a wedding where there is a lot of eating and drinking, it is tough, but you can do it.
Still do it, I think me and Krystal as well, like instead of going out to breakfast, like we love breakfast. Instead of going out to breakfast or like dinner and stuff, we go for walks. I mean, you got like a million. We went and get massages as well.
Walks,
kind of like, let's go get a massage and that.
coffee dates.
Went and died in the sauna together, and it's
Sauna
we actually
dates.
became closer.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible. We became closer over comp prep even more.
Yeah.
We already worked together, also lived together, we do everything together.
Yeah, it's kind of cool as well because like, you know, they do say like comp prepping together is quite difficult.
One of the hardest things to do with a partner, so it's going to challenge,
But I feel like, we've done really well with it because like when I've been really like struggling, he's been awesome. So
we're always like a seesaw, like when one's good, the other one's crap, so it's always trying to balance.
And when he's like dying, I'm like, well, if I'm feeling really good, I'm like, okay, Dion's dying because I'm feeling awesome. That's
kind of weird. It's always been like that though.
It's good though, like, because if we're both dying, like, God help us.
God help us. We're not going to make it at all. Yeah. Number 8, guys, relationship with food.
Relationship food is a big one because, you know, especially if you've never done tracking and stuff before and suddenly you go into like a tracking and whereas you normally would say yes to certain foods, now you have to say no. Just knowing that it's not no forever, it's just no for right now. And rather than, you know, always saying to yourself, oh my God, I can't, and really having that restrictive mindset, it's just changing your words and your thoughts a little bit better and just being like, it's just not for right now. Like, it just helps with that a little bit more for when you do come out of comp, and then you suddenly have that switch of, oh my God, I can have whatever I want now. So just be wary with that. And, you know, that's why we love the tracking side of things so much, because if there is something that we really want, like a burger, we will make a healthy version of that burger.
I think we were like 12 weeks out and we had grilled, we had the chicken burger, we fit that into our macros.
Yeah, we just got the healthiest option, and you know, you'll slowly tighten it as you go.
Like, yeah, definitely.
It's really good to start quite far out, so you can, you know, you've got that time to, especially if you haven't tracked before, just so you can slowly dial it in. You're like, okay, this is how I'm looking, this is how far I've got to go, what more can I reduce now to start tightening things up a little bit. So you'll get rid of your sauces, you know.
Not gonna lie, 6 months out, my tracking was not very good. Just heads up.
His was terrible. I was like, dude,
how are you not hitting your macros? Krystal's like 0, 0, 0. I'm like, I'm not doing very well. I hadn't tracked for a little while in terms of macros and that. So
he started to realise as well, because as his calories reduced, he had to then change the
type
of food he ate,
obviously
to make it more
pick higher volume.
Yeah.
So I'm used to eating like 4,000
plus calories. He was still having like granola and stuff, and I'm like, he's on like what, 18, 1900
You're like, you can't do that.
I'm like, how are you surviving
on this?
No wonder why you're having lettuce at night time. So
yeah, you get smarter as you go, and that's kind of like, I love granola. I love my granola.
He loves his granola.
It's like last I think 12 weeks. That's when I'm kind of be like, okay, I'll stop having that.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm back on it though. It's so good. Jordan's granola, best thing ever. Low sugar granola is the best. Absolutely love it.
That's good.
Number 9, so knowing your federation, knowing your category, and knowing what the judges are after. This is a big
one. So, you know, obviously you'll go through this with your coach, and, you know, looking at the federation, definitely go see a comp before you actually like do one.
Please go and watch as many as you can.
Yeah, just so you can get an idea for, you know, like one, looking at the division that you want to do. So seeing for me, for the girls example, so I wanted to do bikini. So, you know, years back when I wanted to do it, I would watch the bikini girls and kind of get an idea for what they're after.
I'd recommend, if you can, go backstage as well, and especially for the boys, and like see the size of the guys, because I was always watching them on stage and like, they're huge, but then I went like backstage and I was like, I'm actually not too, I'm okay, I could do this. That was a big thing for myself, just realising like I'm okay. I'm big enough, like I can do this. And
always like looking back on, you know, like people that have placed, you know, the following season, and just kind of gauge it from your body to theirs, and just, I know it's not good to compare or anything, but you know, it might be a way of, okay, I'm not quite ready yet, I might need to do next season or something like that, versus you going out on stage not quite fitting the category and then having a real bad experience from it and feeling a bit defeated. You know, so I
think it comes back to like having a coach as well, because they'll tell you like what they feel like you'll be best suited for. I was told for obviously for Sydney, for Michelle and Sam basically to move on to fitness. I wouldn't have got my pro card if I stayed in like men's physique and that, just because the guys were a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Whereas I moved down to fitness and was probably one of the biggest fitness boys out there. So that felt good. But yeah, just knowing, I guess, where you fit at the moment, I think that's really important.
And also the look that you like as well. So if there's something, one category that you're going for but you don't actually like the look of it, well then, maybe choose a different one and seeing where your body is in comparison. Yeah. And whether you're ready to do it or you might need a little bit longer to do it. Also seeing where you are
mostly comfortable with as well, I guess, in terms of
seeing where you are mentally as well as physically, because if your calories are quite low and you need to drop body fat and go into a cut, you might need to spend a year to build your calories up and build up your muscles so you are in a better position when you do go out on stage.
Yeah, I think you were like what was your highest calories before?
I was 3,000,
which is like
before I cut, which is
very good starting position for especially a female as well. It's very high, even for a guy that's still decent. Yeah, loved it. Number 10, so are you competing for the right reason? Okay, should you do this season or next season?
Just knowing as well, ask yourself, why is it that you wanted to compete? Is it for other people or is it for yourself? And what do you want to learn about yourself along the way? Because a lot of the times people are like, oh, I just want to get I want to do it because everyone else is doing it or something like that. But you change so much along the way, hopefully good. I had good experiences along the way, some not so good experiences, but out of those experiences you learn and you change and you grow. And you learn the most about yourself during. So
I feel like everyone that's doing it, because we definitely did it more so for confidence, for self growth, to kind of show ourselves that we could do something like this. Be more naturally introvert. But it's if someone's doing it for that sort of reason, you're gonna have the best time ever. You're gonna have so much fun. It
forces you to.
And just even if you don't place, just doing it, you're on a massive high. It's the best feeling ever. Yeah. As long as that's the reason to basically the purpose is to go out there and help you.
If confidence. You're doing it purely just to win, and you don't win, you're gonna have a bad time. Not very well. Whereas if you're doing it to get your confidence up, to believe in yourself.
Just because it's a big thing that you've had on the bucket list for 15 years.
It's something you've always wanted to do. And you're going to, regardless of your placing, you're going to be like, oh my God, I did that and that felt amazing. I can't wait to do it again. You're going to have a much better experience.
I like something that you would always say as well, because you would always say to yourself, you don't know who's going to rock up on the day. So even if you think you're the best in that as well, you never want to kind of think you're the best. But you always you don't know who's going to rock up on the day. So at the end of the day, you're doing it because you enjoy it, you're passionate about it, you just love.
And so much can happen as well. You might not have good sleep, or you might be so stressed holding a bit of water retention and stuff like that. There's a lot.
You might trip on stage. You might absolutely
your tan might get fucked up, or there's just a lot that can happen. So the biggest thing I've learned one of the biggest things I've learned is controlling what you can control, and then letting go of everything else that you can't control, and being okay no matter what. Yeah.
So last thing to finish off, guys, is basically placing doesn't determine your success. Going back to what we just talked about, knowing your why, knowing having a good reason to do this, it doesn't basically just mean winning. If you're doing it for your confidence, if you're doing it for just have fun in that as well, you're gonna have the best time ever.
Yeah, you are only competing against yourself, and if you do it again, you're just competing against trying to beat yourself, your previous package, and improve your confidence that little bit more. Like me going into my second season, and I did my the IFBB Pro League, I didn't place at all, and
you had the best time.
I had the best time, and I felt so proud of that, that comp that I did, because I felt the best.
Your posing was the best ever.
And it was
you were just
new
in the element,
and I had fun with it, and I had so much fun, and I came off that feeling like $1 million. I felt so good. And I didn't place at all, and I was just in such a good mindset, and my reason for wanting to do it was to get my confidence out again, and just to feel really good and just have fun with it. And I did all that. So placing's not everything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add?
It's lots of fun.
It's lots of fun.
And if you
Definitely.
do it for the right reasons, definitely
You're gonna
give
love
it a
it. The best time ever.
go. Have a coach.
And we'll be back. We're going to
Yeah.
be back. We're a year before we head back out there and do it all over again.
Yeah.
So we're really excited. Gonna get bigger, come back stronger.
Yeah. No,
That's awesome.
That's about it.
Awesome,
That's
guys.
it from us, guys.
That's Motivation Theory. So every Wednesday this comes out for you guys.
Yeah.
We're talking about obviously mindset, obviously how to build obviously muscle, how to build confidence, and just obviously everything health and fitness. We look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Yes.
Bye guys. Bye guys.
See you guys.
See you guys.
And sometimes you just gotta believe